Well, thank you, Candace, for coming and joining me and to talk about your awesome business that you're starting out.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited. So at first, can you just tell me a little bit about your background and yourself?
Yes. So, as you stated, my name is Candace. So I have been working for Fairfax County for finishing up my 7th year. And I am a high school special education teacher for Fairfax County. And I teach 9th to 12th grade. I teach low, moderate to severe. And I have been in education for 10 years total. So I'm very passionate about really working to promote independence and really being resourceful for the children in our community. So yeah,
That's awesome. And I can vouch for Candace because we worked together at Lake Braddock for a little bit, and she's a fabulous teacher. So she really does. You do love the children. Yeah, you're excellent. The children love you. So it's great. Yeah.
It was great working with you too, because you definitely exposed me to a whole new world, and it was so exciting. Just giving the children back their voices. So it was great.
Yeah. Well, I'm so excited for this new business that you're starting. It's going to be so beneficial to all the families in this area. So let's talk about a little bit about this great business that you're building.
Okay. So Candy's Care has actually been open for a year now. We launched last February in 2021. And we are a childcare provider in the Northern Virginia, Stafford and Fredericksburg area. And we provide in-home childcare. So we do babysitting and nannying, and we also have tutoring services. We specialize in working with all children, but we particularly specialize in special needs. So we try to meet them where they are at, and we support the families in the best way that we can.
So that's amazing. Yeah, that's awesome. And that's amazing you've been able to create this business during the pandemic. I mean, you've been open for a year, so that's wild. And that's a true testament to how much work you must have put into it.
Yes, it was. So I struggled with myself a little bit at first because I actually end up servicing a lot of families privately, like, they'll ask for extra tutoring services or stuff like that. And that was through more so Fairfax County. And I was kind of like going back and forth about it because I knew a lot of educators that were interested in doing something like this.
Yeah.
So when I first started, it was just me. So children that had aged out, I was providing adult services at first. And it was just, me helping them with independent living skills, life skills, travel training. And it grew into what you know as Candy's Care today. And it's been a beautiful thing to be a part of, to be honest. A lot of childcare providers and educators have wanted to join the team and really be able to support the community, because once you work with this population of children, any special needs, it takes a little bit more care. So it's definitely helped gear Candy's Care, and it's been going, and families are just telling me thank you, just for helping give some relief in this time. COVID really put a really big stressor on things for families. Yeah. And, I don't think that we realized it from both ends as educators and as parents, that you can't be everywhere.
No. Well, and especially, I mean, I always was thinking about, especially like families with students with special needs that need that full support at school. And then if they're trying to work and help their child navigate this virtual learning, I mean, that must have been so difficult for these families.
Yes. And that kind of promoted me and prompted me to start Candy's Care, was at first to support, with education, just helping to reiterate whatever the teacher is teaching, or whatever the parent feels that they need a little support in, just to give them some kind of relief in the home. We were building these relationships with the families and their children, and they were then telling other families about it. So it kind of just grew on its own overnight.
Yeah.
And I paid a lot of attention to detail, because I know how precious children are as a whole. So I wanted to make both the families feel comfortable, and the staff that I have hired, they are considered contractors through me, but they are family. So it took a lot of thought and care to start Candy's Care, hence the name.
Yeah,
It's very near and dear to me. So
that's
yeah.
amazing. Yes, families must be so grateful. I mean, it's such a great business model that you've created to help all these families.
Thank you. I'm grateful for them to even just give me a chance. I always say thank you for trusting me with your children,
Yeah.
because I know how delicate the situation can be, especially because a lot of our clients are younger adolescents. They are, some of them are newborns or toddlers that were born in the pandemic or right before it, so they're not socialized.
Yeah.
And some of them haven't been in a school, or they were in daycare, or they might have been in the school system, but it kind of geared them to be homeschooled, or there's a variety of different scenarios, but pretty much they have to trust someone to support them. And
Yeah.
so I'm definitely thank you for the families that are giving me a chance to show that, I'm building a team of people that care, and providing a service that is hopefully helpful to them.
Yeah, that's awesome. So are there specific criteria that families have to meet to receive your services or your babysitting, nannying? And I know tutoring's coming soon, right? So is there specific criteria or can anybody access these?
So we had tutoring at the beginning of the first half of the year, and then right now we are doing nannying and babysitting. But in the latter part of the summer, we'll be doing tutoring again, as it's a busy time for everyone. So it's definitely still something that we do is tutoring. But yes, you're absolutely right. We're about to gear back up for summer camp and everything like that. But as far as requirements for families, typically, no, we do what's called a walkthrough, but they do a consultation, just like you and I are doing right now. This would be considered like a consultation process.
Okay.
Where I answer questions. I actually tell them a little bit more about our company. And then I also tell them about some things that we offer as far as events, or I can point them in the right direction. Sometimes it's just, I'm a resource hub to them too. Like say they need some guidance in the community and they don't know where to start. Sometimes I can give them that information. But as far as requirements, no, we do the consultation and walkthrough. And in the walkthrough, we actually do scheduling. We go over scheduling. We go over our client portal, which is how they kind of upload secure documents. And then they also use that as a source of communication. And then I also see the resources that they have at the home to support the sitter or the nanny. And we kind of go from there. But no, there's no requirements besides the fact that you have to have a child. Besides that.
So it doesn't have to be a child that's receiving like special education services in the school or anything. It could just be any child, or is that just, or are you trying to gear it more towards that, or it doesn't really matter?
So it's open. We specialize in children with special needs because I have to hire specific to that. But we work with all children. So no, you do not have to have a child in the school system necessarily. And we do meet whatever family or every child where they are at. So it can be just anybody. So we do provide that care. We do what we call mommy's helpers, which is a big term that's come out recently that it's more of a support to the mom. So infants, we work from infants. My oldest client is 23. So we do like more of adult services there as well. So
awesome. Yeah. Oh, it's great. And then, so what areas are you currently serving that people could access your services?
Yes. So we currently service the Northern Virginia area. So that's like Loudoun, Alexandria, Arlington, Fairfax. We also service like the Manassas Woodbridge area, and then we expanded to Stafford and Fredericksburg. So we cover a wide area, but we hire according to the need as well as the city. So we do have a couple sitters in each city that we cover currently. So yeah, that's grown fast. But
yeah, in 1 year, that's huge.
Yes. So I actually think that I know that we have like 3 families that are in DC that started with us from the beginning. So they get periodic services and occasional sitters and stuff like that. So we definitely support a variety of areas, but we haven't expanded outside of Northern Virginia to Stafford and Fredericksburg quite yet.
Okay. And then can you talk a little bit about the staff that that is working with you? I know you said you have a few in different areas, but can you talk a little bit about them and their backgrounds and things like that?
Absolutely. So all the staff are CPR certified, background checked, and fully vaccinated. The staff that actually works with our infants, they are Tdap and flu also. And they are all at least 2 to 3 years experienced in their field. Okay. So I hire special educators, I hire childcare providers, and we use varying different platforms. So we use like LinkedIn, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, along with some others. And at first I was hiring educators that, were wanting a job on the side.
Yeah.
So that is how we kind of support the families, is that we have the background, and they also go through what's called a childcare training that is through social services, the state department, and it's an online training that they go through, and it's like different modules about childcare, just in case there was anything that we go over, and then we go through orientation as well with me.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. So you have a lot of steps before that they have
Before
to
they're
go through
out
before
there.
that they're working with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, and I would
exactly.
assume like people that worked for different school systems, most of them probably already have a lot of that, like background checks and things like
Exactly.
that. So that's probably a little bit easier than like somebody that you were just meeting. Yeah.
Exactly. So even so, when they go through my process, I automatically do those things. So I call myself what's called the middle ground. So I'm like the agency that does all the logistics of things. So
Okay.
I make sure that their certification is, up to date. And if they haven't gotten it, that they get it before they go into a home. And then I also make sure that the background checks are cleared. And if the families need a copy or the person needs a copy, then they would get theirs. And then as far as like vaccination records and everything, I have all that on file. And right now, Candy's Care is still wearing, masks unless the family specify otherwise. And even with us being vaccinated, we're still cautious of the children. So, I mean, we have a lot of different other procedures in place. But as far as staffing, that's pretty solid. They go through a meet and greet with me, and they volunteer at an event first. So I actually have them, after their background check clears, they actually participate in our Parents Night Out first.
Okay.
Where I see them in action in a different setting as well. So.
Wow. It's very thorough.
Yeah. Yes, I think that's the teacher in me.
Yeah.
Most of the families are always like, "You're very organized. You like this." I use different schedule systems too. We use Calendly, and we use what's called Honeybook for portals and payment and all that stuff.
Wow.
It's just so you can centralize things, and that a lot of care was taken into even those details. So
yeah, you can tell. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I do want to specify, so Northern Virginia is so large, and a lot of people ask me this on a regular basis, like, what is Northern Virginia? Okay, so there's a lot of different counties and cities in that area, as far as like Springfield and like Burke, and there's like a little, like other little ones in there, like Manassas and like Centerville. Those are considered Northern Virginia. Okay. Yeah. So we cover that large area, but it's still considered Northern Virginia. Does that make sense? Like it's okay. So I always let families know, they're like, I don't know what Northern Virginia is. I'm like, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I know, so I can tell you if we cover that.
Yeah, it's like a foreign language. Well, it's funny because like when I went to JMU, everybody would be like, I'm from Nova. And I didn't grow up here. So I was like, what is Nova? And it was like, oh, you have to live there to know it. Like, it's just like, Northern Virginia, if you're like, enmeshed in that world, but
exactly.
If you're not, then you have no idea. You're like, that means nothing to me.
It really, so when I say it, that's why people are looking at me like, so, okay, that's great, but what is Northern Virginia? So I always have to give, someone explain, so do you cover my area? And I'm like, yes, I do.
Just tell me to come to my town. That's all I need to know.
That's all I need to know. I don't need to, Northern Virginia is like a foreign language to me. Just tell me if you cover my area. So yes. I try to make it, plain and clear. We do cover various areas in the Northern Virginia area, and we just expanded to Stafford and Fredericksburg.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
So are there any events that you have coming up that people should know about?
Hi, thank you for asking. Yes. So we have our Parents Night Out. This is an event that we have once a month. It's located at Kings of Kings Lutheran Church in Fairfax off Route 50. And we have an event that parents can sign up from. It's open to the community. And it's a flat fee of $25. And you come, you drop your kids off, and they do from 5 to 8 p.m. We do games, movies, arts and crafts. We do sensory play. Sometimes we go outside to the playground, and then we show a movie and eat pizza and snacks.
Awesome.
And we have a nursery as well. So it's a kids event. It's open from ages 1 all the way up. So we
Awesome.
do have some young adults there as well, and they're grouped accordingly.
Okay. So you like different groups for different ages?
Absolutely. And we have centers, and then we have staffing, and we have volunteers sometimes from the church. And we also have Candace Care team members there to help run the event. And then we have our summer camps coming up, June 20th to July 1st. We have our first Candy's camp.
Yay.
Super excited. It's also at Kings of Kings Lutheran. They actually have a preschool building too. So
Okay.
yeah, so we have 2 sides of our camp. We have the young adolescents, so they're 4 to 10 years old, and they will be in groups, like a small groups. We have about 4 classrooms running, and it's about 15 spots open for that. And then we have our young adults section, which is also ran in a different building, but it's in our in the fellowship hall and the church as well. And that's where we held our Parents Night Out. So it's that same location. And that is for 15 and up. We do have a couple 12-year-olds that are actually going to that camp this year.
Awesome.
So it's definitely it's really great. There's 8 spots available for the young adult side. We do that so that we can do different individualized activities like STEM and sensory, art therapy, and music therapy. So those are just some of the activities that we have in our camp. And we have different vendors come, and they, can teach a class. And we have an art studio come called Kids Create. They come and they actually do crafts with the kids and stuff. So
yeah,
that's going to be in June. And it's 9 to 5 for 2 weeks.
Wow, that's awesome.
I'm super excited for that. And the church was really excited too, because they have a special needs ministry. So they were super excited for us to bring it to them.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so that's those are the 2 events that we have coming up now. We will be holding a Parents Night Out in May in Stafford area as well. So that information, we are waiting for confirmation on that, and we'll be having 2 different ones in different locations.
Okay, so the one in May, you still have the one in Fairfax, but then
yes, and we'll still have the one in Stafford area.
Okay, awesome. So if people want all this information or want more information, what's the best way for families to get in touch with you? Or do you have a website and social media or anything that people can get more information about this?
So yes, we are on all major platforms. So on our Instagram, Facebook, we're on LinkedIn as well. It's Candy's Care, CANDYS Care, CARE LLC. That's at everywhere you go to. So it's going to be the same on Facebook, Instagram, and on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And we also have a website. So it's Candy's Care, CANDYS Care, CARE.net. And you can always give us a call too. Sometimes that's easier for some parents. I get it. I like going to the call. Just give me the answer.
Yeah.
So you can always give us a call at 202-810-2897. So you can contact us at any time. If it's not me, it's a care team member. One of my assistants will get back to you. Typically, emails, you can also do that. And that's also Candy's Care at LLC@gmail. So you can contact us any way you can.
Okay.
And on all those, you'll see all of our events coming up. It'll let you contact us, and you'll see the different links to sign up for anything as well.
Okay. And I'll create a slide as well at the end of this so that everybody can get that information as well.
Okay. And I can, if you need me to put one together for you, I can too.
Okay.
Whichever is easiest.
You have a lot going on, so
I will say my assistants are awesome social media marketing that was one of the best decisions I made. So I
Oh,
have a strong team
good.
behind me. So yes, whatever you need, let me know. And
Oh,
if you
wow.
have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. No question is a bad question. So
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much. I really enjoyed learning about all this. And I think I'm just so excited that you're doing this. It's such a great service that people are, I mean, I'm sure it'll continue to grow. I mean, there's such a need for this in this area. I mean, in all areas really, but I'm just so excited for you. This is wonderful.
no, thank you so much. I'm excited. Sometimes it shocks me a little bit, but I'm excited, and I believe that we're still small and we're growing, but we're just getting better as time goes on. So thank you so much for your support. This is awesome. I'm honored to even sit at the seat. So thank you.
Yes, yes, you're very welcome.